Welcome to All About Proloquo2Go. We have created a series of videos to serve as how-to guides for educators and parents on accessing and utilizing the platform to support their learners. Now that we have looked at adding a user and setting up folders, let's take a look at vocabulary. First, we'll start off with an introduction and then dive into vocabulary and sentence structure. So Proloquo2Go, which is an augmentative and alternative communication app, also known as AAC, is designed for individuals with communication challenges. Let's take a deeper look at vocabulary and sentencing structure with core words in the app as it helps to aid motor planning. Educators are able to choose the vocabulary level based on their learner or learners. Crescendo is a built-in tool in the app that offers consistent core word placement, extensive fringe words, and flexibility. The vocabulary levels range from basic communication to advanced core levels. When using Crescendo, you can switch between languages at any time and mix languages mid-sentence. The vocabulary is offered in English, Spanish, French, Dutch, or two at the same time. When choosing grid sizes, you want to choose a grid size that is best for the learner. Small grid sizes have larger buttons, as you can see here, and large grid sizes have smaller buttons. The smallest grid size displays 15 buttons and the largest grid size has 144 buttons. When it comes to the learner, you are going to want to have as many buttons visible as possible that the learner can easily see and easily access. The recommended amount is 60 buttons, which is 6 by 10, where the grid size is not too small and the buttons are still readable. For the vocabulary, it is based on core words with quick access to fringe words and the alphabet. There are different communication functions that express needs and wants, getting and giving information, and social interaction such as greetings and strategies to better understand things like asking questions and clarifying them. As you can see in the grid view, the words are color coordinated. Orange represents pronouns, pink or fuchsia represents verbs, green represents prepositions, blue represents adjectives, yellow represents nouns, and the folders that are located at the bottom of the page that are highlighted in black are organized by food, clothes, places, and many more. So how do you actually use the app to create a sentence? It's literally done with a touch of buttons. As you can see here in this example, the user has touched I, want, and that. That is displayed in order that the user touched it, which appears at the top of the message window. To remove that sentence, you can click the delete button found on the right-hand side of the message window. So there are a lot more to the vocabulary than what you see on the home page grid view. We are only seeing a select amount of words based on the size of the grid you initially chose. If you look at the buttons closely in this example, some boxes have a fill in the upper right-hand corner. If you touch and hold down that particular button, you will get conjugations. In this case, the user touched and held down the word I, and it conjugated that word in the following buttons. We see on the right-hand side that display I, me, mine, my, and myself. This is only applicable to the words that have the fill in the upper right-hand corner. To preview any of the conjugations, you touch preview and the word you want. It will then speak to you and go in the green space below, which is also called the buffer button. And if you know the word you're wanting by the sound after it previews, you can touch the word in the buffer button, which would be me in this case, and it will appear in the message window at the top. This can also be done with verbs as well. With verbs, you can see the different conjugations. For example, we'll take a look at the word make. If you tap and hold down the word make, we can see the different tenses, which are past, present, and future in the third person form. By touching the word not, which is highlighted in green, you would get all the negations for the word make along with their contractions. You can do this with the past tense, present, and future tense conjugations, and you can preview it to try and figure out which one you want or is appropriate for the sentencing structure. This level is more for advanced learners, and as always, you can change a level by touching the option button and choosing vocabulary and picking the appropriate level for your learner. This is how you become familiar with the vocabulary and key terms so that you can begin constructing more complex sentences while incorporating fringe words.